Welcome to Flavours of Africa. I'm Doris Ufoegbune.
Wally, I'm Kevin Ufoegbune. Now I'm greeting you in Limbe, which is a language in Sierra Leone, and I've sort of given it away where we're going today.
Oh,
we're going
wow.
all the way to the beautiful country of Sierra Leone, located in West Africa.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait to go there.
Yes, I mean, Sierra Leone is actually a tourist destination, and it's known for its beautiful mountains. Get this, I didn't even know that there are mountains in Africa.
Yes, we have mountains in Africa. Look at the Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Many people, many Westerners go there to do mountain climbing. Of course we do.
I had no idea. So, I mean, that would make it a beautiful tourist location, just like Calgary with our beautiful mountains here.
That's
I
right.
always talk about our mountains. I just love mountains.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So, I mean, apart from its beautiful scenery, Sierra Leone is also known for its religious tolerance. I mean, there are Muslims and Christians that live harmoniously together. And in fact, when you take a look at their constitution, it actually prevents religious discrimination. So it's so beautiful that they're able to live in harmony. Yes.
Muslims and Christians?
Living harmoniously together. And I guess you never hear about conflict.
Oh, fantastic. My kind of country.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to visit. I mean,
yes.
It has 16 ethnic groups.
16 ethnic groups?
Yes. And the well-known ones are the Temne and the Mene.
Mendes, yeah.
Mene, yes. And it's very diverse. I mean, religiously speaking, it's diverse. Culturally speaking, it's diverse. It borders Guinea and it borders Liberia as well as the Atlantic Ocean. Wouldn't you love to see the Atlantic Ocean?
So they have beautiful beaches.
Yes, they do.
Awesome.
And now it sort of reminds me of Liberia. And we visited Liberia not too long ago in one of our episodes.
Yes, in the last episode.
Yes. And it shares its unique history in a way with Liberia because many African Americans from the United States, they actually went back to Africa, all the way to Sierra Leone, and they started a new life there as freed peoples.
You know what's interesting?
Yes.
How well they've adapted, even though they were from America. It's so amazing because their tradition is the same thing as other West African traditions.
Yes.
Marriages, you name it. Yeah, awesome. The food, especially.
Oh, exactly. It's true. It's just very interesting how they do originate from Africa and then they were taken to somewhere else and then they're taken back to Africa and starting a new life for themselves.
Yeah, and you know, a few years back, I attended a wedding and it was by a couple from Sierra Leone, and it was so interesting. I kind of felt it was in Edmonton, and I felt like I was in Nigeria.
Interesting.
Yes, it was so traditional.
And Sierra Leone is in West Africa, and Nigeria is in West
Africa.
Africa.
So it's the same culture. So when you talk about
culture, yes.
West African culture, or African culture, especially people from West Africa, we have so much similarities in terms of food, in terms of traditional marriages.
Well, I would say what separates us the most is languages.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing too, because even in Nigeria, I mean, we're all sharing the same country, for instance, but we have different languages. But our cultures are the same. We do eat the same, and we do find that common bond within ourselves. So, and I think it's interesting that you touched on traditional marriages.
Yes.
So can you tell
a
us
bit more about marriage, that? When you talk about marriages in Africa, especially in West Africa, where I am from, we have the traditional marriage. So the traditional marriage is when a man asks a woman, you know, to marry him.
And not the other way around.
Exactly. And then they will go to the family, and the family will agree. And once the girl agrees to marry the husband, there's always a ceremony. They will set a date for the in-laws to come in. And I don't know if I've told you about the bride price. We do bride price.
Is that similar to a dowry?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the bride price is the money. The dowry is the property that they usually take to the
potential
bride's
in-laws.
home.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens is that once the marriage agreement is sealed, the in-laws would come with wine, different palm wine, different, traditional palm wine, because technology has touched everywhere in the world. So we have different kinds of drinks like wine, like beer, you name it.
Oh, yes.
So they will take this drink to the in-laws just to say, thank you so much. You know, we are going to be one starting from now. So it's like
Once
bond.
the in-laws accept
Exactly.
the
So it's
proposal.
like bonding. So it's like sealing the marriage.
I think I really like the fact that the woman does have a say in this.
Getting a little warm here. Yeah.
Yeah, that the woman has a say in the marriage proposal. So it's not that it just goes directly over her head to her father.
You see, but in those days, it used to be arranged.
I see.
Many, many years ago.
Yes.
But with Western civilization, things have changed, you know. So women now have
more of a say.
Yes. In terms of whom they want to marry.
Exactly.
So if sometimes they can be friends or they can be just their relatives introducing the bride or the groom. So in that case, the man will visit the house, the woman's house or the girl's house to ask her for marriage. And if they both agree to to marry one another, then it's okay. So it's not something that the family says, oh, you must marry this person. No, sometimes people have the idea.
But it's arranged. So I'm wondering if it went while they're in the process of arranging the marriage, does one party have the ability to say, it's not what I want? Or is it just tradition that they usually follow that?
It's not arranged in this case because, so for example, you're going to Miss B and saying, oh, hello, I'm interested in, having a relationship, being your, husband. You don't just go and say, can you be my husband? You go, it's understood. When you go to a woman's house, it's understood why you are there, right? So normally people would talk, and then once you agree with one another, the friendship, the courtship begins. It might take up to 2 years, it might take up to 5 months, depending on the agreement. So once everybody says, yes, this is what we want to do, and that's when the man's family takes some drink to just say, yes, we want to say hello to your family.
So this is more of an official proposal.
Intention. Then it becomes official. Once the family drinks the wine, then it's sealed. So the relationship is sealed. So then after maybe I can say after the couple have agreed that they are going to marry one another, what ended up happening is that they will have other ceremonies. So that's why they call it a banquo. That's like bringing wine.
So the Igbo would call it this in Nigeria.
Exactly. They will bring the wine. And then then they will set a date, maybe a year or so, when the wife will be escorted to the man's house, right? And that's when I forgot the bride price. The bride price is the money paid to the lady's family, just to say we want to marry. Sometimes people say, well, isn't it like you are trying to buy the woman? But it's not. It's the tradition. Tradition is tradition. See, in African society and in some parts of the world, I heard, when a woman is getting married, is the groom, is the man that sponsors the wedding. It's the man that sponsors the wedding. Here in Western world, it's the other way around. The woman sponsors the wedding. And it's like, why? But it's culture. Your culture is your culture, so you have to do what suits you. So that's how it is. And then there's also a Christian marriage. So we have the traditional.
Because of westernization.
Exactly, and that's every God's dream, to have a Christian marriage.
If you're Christian,
Yes, if you are a Christian and then you go to church and then you have the Western gown. So it's very, very interesting.
The traditional white.
Exactly, and the wedding. However, it's the food that I usually look forward to. Because that's when they have stew, they have jollof rice, they have the egusi soup, which we made in the previous
and it was delicious.
episode. So these are the things that we do, and then there's cake, of course. And there's songs.
But you know what? I think it would be neat, like if I were, let's say, maybe 5 years or a few years down the line, when it's my turn to, tie the knot, I think that I would like to blend both cultures. Being born in